everyone, so this is officially our last day of this trip in the Faroe Islands, and we are now at the Open Air National Museum. Yesterday we visited the inside of the National Museum, and now there is also an open air museum which you can visit with the same ticket, which is very cool, and not necessarily in the same day you purchase the ticket. I think it's available for a few days maybe, or for the entire week, I'm not sure. Anyways, there is a pretty big parking lot here, which is nice. Today the weather is horrible, it's the worst of all the days, so be prepared for this kind of weather too. Right now it's decent, but on the road here it was raining so much and the fog was so thick that sometimes I barely saw the road in front of me, so be prepared for this kind of weather too. Right now it's the end of September and we got lots of rain, lots of snow, so everything in general. And that's it for now. So right now on the screen you can see a full map of this farmhouse and also so many buildings that you can visit. But anyways, while we are exploring the area and I'm filming everything, you should just relax and feel as if you were there visiting all of this that I'm filming. And you can also stop the video when I am filming QR codes in case you want to also scan them and to go on their website to read what they are saying about each of these buildings that I'm filming. But anyways, now that you are seeing just everything that we are exploring, I want to tell you a little bit about this farmhouse and why it is so special. So basically it is 200 years old, so it was built in 1812, which makes it a really unique place to visit and a must-see in the Faroe Islands. Anyways, this farmhouse is located in the beautiful surroundings just outside the city center of Tórshavn, which is the capital of the Faroe Islands. And here you can experience an authentic Faroese farm with a farmhouse and also multiple outbuildings that you've seen in the list at the beginning of this video. For example, a barn, a cow house, a potato house, and so many more. I think there were around 20 or so. But anyways, you can see that we also went inside a few of them and it's really interesting to go and explore. It was also empty, so there was nobody else around. You could just explore all these areas as if you were alone and you were your own guide, but you also had these QR codes that you scan with your phone, and basically there is a story about almost each of these buildings and it's told by local people that maintain this place. And another really interesting thing about this open air museum is that there is also a main house that has been staged to resemble a household from the 1920s. I will also talk about it a little bit more, and that is what you saw in the intro of this video. I filmed a lot from the house and I feel like that part will be super interesting for anyone watching because I was very surprised and impressed about what we saw there too. But at the end of the video I will tell you a fun fact about that house and why it is super familiar to us. But anyways, if you're enjoying this video and you find it interesting or useful, make sure you like it and also you subscribe. That would help me a lot. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, make sure you leave them down below in the comments. I will answer to each one of you as always. And anyways, as I've already told you at the beginning of the video, during the summer season your ticket gives you access to all three museums there are here. So that is the National Museum, the open air one, and the whaling station. So this ticket is valid for 1 week and can be used once per museum, so you have enough time to explore everything at your own pace. So I found this really interesting. But back at the video you can see that we actually tried to explore each one of the buildings just to see how different they are from each other and to show you everything. So there were some of them that were super short, so basically if you are tall you could have difficulties entering, but that's the beauty of them. It's really not what you are seeing every day. And you can see on the screen right now we are in that main house, which has been rebuilt to seem exactly like the ones in the past, and I really loved how much attention to detail has been put here, because you can see that there are a lot of super small details that make this experience a lot more authentic. And we also felt this when visiting the Hobbiton in New Zealand. There were so many details. You can see that there are a lot of rooms. We also saw a lot of bedrooms. We saw, I think this is like a pantry or something like that. And we also saw the kitchen, and you can see the views from here were super beautiful. It looks very peaceful. So now my question is, would you live here? I am really curious about it. It seems really far away from everything, but it looks very peaceful and pretty big for a family. So depending on how big this family was, I will also mention very soon that this was not the average family in the Faroe Islands. This was a richer family than usual, so this is why this house is so big, but it still feels super vintage and very carefully maintained. So it feels just like stepping back in time, even with the photographs. So that was amazing. But anyways, we went outside after exploring and spending a lot of time inside the house, seeing every detail, and you can see that we are back at the entrance right now. So even though the weather is not really nice today, it was still really pleasant to visit the open air museum. And also there is the original big house of the farmer here, which you can visit inside, and it was pretty nice to be transported back in time and see a lot of the original things and how they lived. This is not a typical house. They were richer, let's say, than the other people. And what's fun is that it looks really similar to like normal houses in Romania from like 40-50 years ago, even 30 years ago. So a lot of the things in the house were pretty familiar to us. So now that the video is coming to an end, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and also subscribe. That would help me more than you know. And I have a lot more videos super interesting from the Faroe Islands. Make sure you check them out, and I have a lot more videos coming with amazing places from all over the world. So make sure you subscribe in order not to miss that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!